Now we're going to kick it off. Last pillar, the browser. Rufik, I know you've been patiently waiting. You're going to talk a little bit about the Copilot, but also the tech. You're like one of our few Flutter experts. You got yourself, Mac, and some of the others, and the rest of us were lowly Dart developers, but you guys make it look beautiful. So let's go for it.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So a browser is such an integral part of day-to-day workflow for developers, because we have to agree that most of the time we spend across browsers looking for things, searching for that one particular snippet, that is somewhere hidden within a long conversation, either on a site or on a GitHub issue description. So having to this capability to look into the browser's sites page and discover snippets immediately without much scrolling is such an impactful way to improve your productivity. So in the way with the recent releases we had for Pieces Web Extension was kind of catching up on those and improving those abilities for you to move quickly through browser and switch workflows. And one of the recent workflows, the things that we tried to add to the extension was having you to ask about any particular snippet that you found on a web page directly to the Pieces Copilot. So you don't have to go to any other particular ChatGPT sites or anything. Just so here's your code block, so you can ask Pieces Copilot about it, and now it tries to understand what it's given. So with the it takes that snippet as a context, and it tries to provide with the most helpful answer it can find, it can generate for it based on your workflow between your different IDs, desktop app, and the extension itself. So as you can see, ask about this simple hello world program in Dart. So it gave me a really quick introduction to what this program is about, and also kind of helped me to suggested some follow-up questions that I could ask about, can you explain how the program prints hello world to the console. So these are some of the things that we are trying to capture on, where you can quickly move between a site to getting answer about a snippet. Now this isn't just limited to a particular code blocks, but you can also select any of the code within this code blocks and just use one of the quick actions that we have, like a save selection to Pieces, or ask Pieces Copilot about most importantly in this context, and it will do the same, take that snippet in as the context and try to help you with the most helpful answer that it can generate. Now that's just one thing that we are trying to build up in the browser, how we can better utilize what's context on the site and help you provide responses, or just surface things that you wouldn't notice otherwise. Just imagine you're on a long GitHub conversation, like an issue conversation, and there are some snippets hidden within it. So Pieces extension will surface those hidden code blocks itself in the extension page, and you can quickly look up through those. Now this context is also carried out to a desktop app. Let's say you found one snippet, now you're gonna save it. So this snippet is also saved to the desktop app immediately, so you can continue between the browser and Pieces desktop app as wanted, without losing any more time.
It's pretty powerful. Yeah. I mean, and Rufik, by the way, it looks great. You can tell that that's that really good looking Flutter app, all nice types of animations. And I know you have such a great attention to detail. Love the profile picture there, by the way. Looking good in the chat. What I would say is pretty interesting is, the browser is that location where maybe you're working inside of an organization and you're looking at internal docs that just simply can't go out, right? Can't go out to the web, can't go out to these large language models. I would say Pieces is definitively one of the only companies in the world that will let you have this entire experience running completely offline with a local Llama 2. So, I think it's a pretty unique thing, both for internal private docs or docs that, you can send out to these large language models to be able to quickly select, ask a question that's maybe not captured in the doc or whatnot. But I will say also too, behind the scenes, this site is getting packed into that context window, right? And Pieces is starting to understand over time that, hey, you're getting started with Dart, right? Maybe here's some stuff that's important, or maybe you should talk to Mark, Mac, or someone who can help you onboard to the project. And I think like understanding the context gives you better suggestions, gives you better Copilot responses, and really just starts to understand you and how you work. So this is just the beginning. I know you got big plans, Rupvik, but yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, this is just the start of like how we can like utilize Pieces Copilot in the browser. Right now, we are doing is with like this back and forth conversation with snippets. But going forward, like we want to surface more information from the sites directly to you, like actively, like whether you're on a web page, so like it's gonna know like, so okay, it's so we have identified certain Dart code blocks. So what are some relevant code blocks that you have like come across in the past that are similar to this and can help you with this? So we will be trying to resurface those code blocks hidden in the history at that time as well, so you can kind of like connect the dots between things that you might be missing on. Yeah. And right, yeah.
And also too, just to add, I love the web extension myself. I use it all the time. Specifically when I'm either researching or doing PRs or just, reading some research papers and whatever. But I can start there in the IDE or the not the IDE in the web browser, and then I can actually connect that with my IDE. So basically, once I save any snippets or I can have any sort of conversation associated with it, I can pop over to my development flow, and then that conversation is already available in real time right then and there. So not only any sort of snippets I may have saved, but also all the conversations, which can help me stay in flow even longer.
Yeah,
That's right.
definitely, Mark. I'm like kind of like moving that context through a different work environment is such a powerful thing that can like boost your productivity. Like once, like let's say you're in the browser looking at a code block, and like immediately you can save it directly through the browser, and like the next day if you had to like use that same you need that same snippet within your IDE workflow, like you immediately get that context in the IDE as well. Like you got your saved snippets from the browser desktop as well, and just you can hit the road easily.
Love that. And I'll say this is just the beginning. Rupvik, I know you probably want to touch on a couple of the things you've been doing for the other browsers, but I can say that what we're doing across all these workflow pillars, and I'll be a broken record on it, but it will kind of amount to an experience where you install Pieces, you let it kind of like just capture what's important for you, both proactively, but also saving things yourself. And then anytime you go to engage Pieces, right, you go for a search result, you go for a Copilot chat, maybe even you go for, the upcoming feed view, it's just helpful. It's aware and it's helpful. And I think like as a developer, you're moving faster and faster and faster. So you need that extra set of hands, that extra set of eyes to just, basically auto-complete your thoughts, right? Auto-complete your workflow. So we'll see what happens. Pretty pumped about it. Yeah,